Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and we're going to be doing a driving tour of the Northern Liberties neighborhood in North Philadelphia. It's located in Lower North. Right now we're on 2nd and Girard Avenue. When Northern Liberties was a city, it was the 7th largest city in the United States in the year 1790. It was incorporated into the neighborhoods of Philadelphia. Northern Liberties has been revitalized since the 90s. It was turned into a hipster zone right now. We're now crossing into Northern Liberties. Girard Avenue is the borderline that separates Old Kensington. We just left Old Kensington, O-L-D-E, Kensington, and now we're in Northern Liberties. On my left and on my right hand side, this is all completely new buildings. These buildings have been made within the last, on my right, within the last several months, on my left, within the last 2 decades. And we'll continue to see new renovations, new buildings. It's pretty much the hotspot right now. Artists came in the 90s and they started investing in the businesses. They started revitalizing, rehabilitating, and bringing nightlife over here. Now if you come on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, even a Sunday, on my right and my left hand side, you'll see tons of people out here. A lot of life, a lot of ambience, people eating at these cafes, at these restaurants. On my left used to be the home of the Wahlberg's burger business. They closed down. You know, Mark Wahlberg and the Wahlberg family, they're all actors. That was their location on my left hand side. But we got the urban village on my left. We got Set No Libs on my right. These are all just, you know, little ritzy bars and cafes that you can eat at. We got the Bagel Company on my left hand side. We got Starbucks on my right hand side. We got the Piazza on my left hand side. The Piazza, when it was first made, within the last decade and a half, there was a female unfortunately found deceased in the building. Yeah, in the luxury apartments upstairs. We're passing 2nd and Wildy Street. We got Genesis Nail Spa on my right. We got the Tendeza on my left hand side. We got 2nd Street Animal Hospital on my right hand side. We got a lot on my left that's used for parking, but I won't be surprised if they end up buying it out soon for development. On my right, we got Just Cravings, Para Turkish Cuisine, and we had some new buildings that were being made. We're passing Laurel, 2nd and Laurel. We got AT&T on my left. We have penthouse buildings being made on my right. We got Malik Jackson fitness and boxing gym on my right. We got the Heritage Cafe on my right. We got a bowling alley on my left hand side. A bowling alley with an outdoor eatery and a bar. They have an outdoor bar, so if you want to get your drink on but outside, you can do it right here on 2nd Street. We're next to the Recharge Spa on my left hand side. You got Rustica Pizza on my left. We are at 2nd and Poplar Street, or you can say Poplar, but I like to pronunciate the Poplar. We got a bunch of businesses on my left. We got some new construction being started on my right. We got Peekaboo Pediatrics. We got Northern Liberty Tattoo on my left. Chick Nail and Spa on my left. Circles Restaurant on my right. The Bimini Juice Bar on my left. We got 3J's Food Market on my left. We got a parcel business on my right hand side. We're passing 2nd and Brown. We got tons of businesses on my left and my right. For example, the Art Layer barbershop on my right. The Pelicana restaurant on my left. They sell Korean food. We have me on 2nd Street on my right. Liberties Insurance Group on my right. Bourbon Branch on my left. Many outdoor eateries, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 2nd and Fairmount. 2nd and Fairmount. Flowers, etc. on my left. Northern Liberties Veterinary Clinics on my right. Blackbird Pizzeria, that's one of my favorite spots on my right. Christini Bicycle Shop on my left, which used to be a fire department. Liberties Cleaners on my right. There's Seiko Japanese Restaurant on my right. Right now we're at the borderline. Spring Garden, 2nd and Spring Garden is where Northern Liberties cuts off at. Northern Liberties spans from the eastern corridor would be, I would say, Front Street. Front Street would be the eastern corridor. The western corridor is 5th Street. Right now we are facing northbound. Behind us is southbound. On my right is eastbound. On my left is westbound. We're on Hancock Street. This is a really small street. As of now, you can see there's barely any parking. Everybody's using angle parking techniques on my right hand side. Now I have family that actually owns a property right in front of us. Yeah, for many years. Let me drive on the south. This is kind of a small block. This is the 600 block of Hancock Street. Yeah, those properties right there in front of us, that's family homes. I used to come here when I was a little pipsqueak. I actually got a photo right out here when I was probably like 2 years old, 3 years old, in my mom, when I was gonna say in my mom's arms. I think I was standing there in front of her. She was holding my hands though, and with some family from like the early 90s. Like the picture was probably taken in 1990, maybe 1991, because I was born in 88. Those two houses in front of us were my family's. I believe they still own the one on the right, which is the larger one. And that whole property on the right hand side that's fenced in next to the highway, that's the highway next to us. Yeah, and they were here before all of this was really popularized, before the outdoor eateries were here. I used to come to this neighborhood way before all of this began to be a thriving commercial district. We're at 2nd and Fairmount. We got the Creative Coloring Box Early Learning Center on my left. We got Cityscape Computer Repair on my left. We got the Child Care Center on my right. It's an Early Learning Academy. We had an auto body shop on my left called Central Auto Body. The building is for lease. We're on American Street. We got the 600 block of American Street to my left, 700 block of American Street to my right. I'm gonna make this left so we can take American Street. We'll go to the borderline, which is Spring Garden. We'll make a right and then we'll cut a right again. All these buildings on my right are new. Now, Northern Liberties is a beautiful neighborhood with everything that they've been adding. Look on my left, look on my right. Aesthetically, cosmetically, it's modern. It's been updated. It's a nice neighborhood. As far as crime goes, there's barely any crime in this neighborhood. There's no drug dealers hanging on the corners. There's not much solicitation going on. We're at Green Street, American and Green Street. We got 300 Green to my right, 200 West Green to my left. We're exiting the 600 block of American Street. On my right hand side was the original location of Earl Shives Auto Body Shop. They bought out Earl Shives. I guess Earl Shives sold the location and they made that building on my right. I don't know what it is. It's some type of Robert A. Brady office building. I'm assuming some type of city building. We're passing Bodine Street or Bodine. We're gonna make this right hand turn on 3rd Street. This is the borderline. Spring Garden is the border, so we can't cross Spring Garden. We're gonna make this right on the 600 block of 3rd Street. We got main tags on my right hand side. Yeah, a lot of people from outside cities moved to Northern Liberties. It was once an industrial epicenter. We're passing Green Street. You know, Philadelphia was an industrial city. It was the industrial capital of the country. And when a lot of the work left, a lot of the factories became abandoned. And it was run down for many years. And that's what I was saying, that in the 90s, you had people with a vision who came in and saw potential in the rundown neighborhood, and they revitalized it. We got Northern Liberties Community Center on my left, 300 West Fairmount. We got Ken Love's Bring Your Own Beer Bar on my right. All along those side blocks, there's a lot of cafes and restaurants that you guys can visit and eat at. All these houses on my left and on my right, some are new, some are original, but even the original ones, they were pressure washed, re-brick pointed, and they're kept in really good shape. They have that old rustic look to it. We're at 3rd and Brown. This building on my left is new. The building on my right is original. It's a bar. Y'all seen that old BMW on my left? All these buildings on my left, except the Mifflin School right here, is new. The Mifflin School has been there, but all these buildings on my left are new. The garages on my right is original. We got Georgia tags on my left. These buildings on my left are new. All those buildings in an angle, they're new. The ones on my right, many new buildings, some old buildings, but these right here on my right are new. Doggy Style Pets right there on my right hand side is located on 3rd and Papa. They own the building on my left. They sold it. They made a big, whoever bought it, made a big new development there, and Doggy Style Pets moved across the street. Kaplan Bakery on my right hand side. I have a vehicle behind me, so I do apologize. I have to speed it up just a little bit. We have a dog park on my right hand side, and on my left there's many dogs in this neighborhood. There's a lot of dog walkers, so opening up a doggy style pet shop was a wise thing to do, because they definitely have customers. All this on my left is all new. We're at 3rd and Wildy Street. I'm gonna pull over so that this guy behind me can go, because I feel like he's manipulating the tour that we're trying to have here. These buildings on my right and on my left, beautiful looking building, especially on my right. The red brick, the red stone, they're beautiful. On my left, we got garages. They got garages. Look at this blue brick building on my left. Nice first floor garage. We got St. John Newman Way. We got this Impala that's been parked here for many years. That Impala looks nice. Been there for quite some time. We got a church on my left-hand side. It's been there for a while. You still got some original buildings in the neighborhood. That's the church vision statement. There's still some churches that's hanging around, you know. We're on 3rd and George. They're still standing. We got many buildings. The one on my right, that corner building, is still standing. The one on my left, these are new. All the ones on my right, the little short ones, original. There's a small original one on my left. But we got these new developments on my right and these new developments on my left. It's a mixture of new and old developments, which is what makes the neighborhood look so quirky. Look on my left, they had a 3rd floor roof deck. This suite on my right is new. We're at 3rd and Cambridge. We're now approaching 3rd and Girard Avenue. Girard Avenue is the border on the north side. Spring Garden is the border on the south side. Across from Girard, right in front of us, is Old Kensington. Not to be confused with the notorious North Kensington neighborhood. North Kensington is probably about a mile away from where we're at right now. It's about a good 8 to 9 minute drive, depending on traffic. On my left hand side, we got the 3rd Street Free Clinic. I believe Clinic 3. On my right hand side, that UPS store was recently made. There was never a UPS store right here on Girard. Girard is one of the only avenues in Philadelphia that still have the original trolleys running. This is Health Center 6 on my right. They provide free health care in case you don't have a medical card. Alright, we're at Oriana. I'm going to pass Oriana. Let's do 1100 block Oriana on my left, because it's going to take us back to 3rd Street. We got Trios, fresh Italian food on my left. Lux Nails on my right. Let's make this left on 4th Street. We got a CardQuest automotive business on my right. They sell parts. Engine 29, established in 1971 on my right. It's a fire station. We got the Cigar Factory on my left-hand side. And that's basically a loft. Like studios. Cambridge 400 on my right. 300 block of Cambridge on my left. Older woman right here coming out of her vehicle. These houses on my right are in good shape. They're original. We had PPA walking by. There was a house for sale on my right. Now, I told this story once before in this neighborhood, but let me see if I can sum it up a lot quicker. When I was 13, I was doing moving work with my step-pop. We got Bodine High School for International Affairs on my left. We're at 4th and George. Well, right here on 4th and George, the work that I was doing with my step-pop, I was raised with my real pop, but my mom, you know, ended up meeting somebody else, and I used to do summer work with my step-pop. And I was with him one summer. I was like 13, and we did a moving, like pretty much laborer moving from one house to the next. The dude sold his one house for $350,000. So he wanted us to move all his furniture. He bought the house next door for $250,000. We're at 4th and St. Newman's Way. So basically, he made $100 profit just to move next door. Now this neighborhood, right now, what this neighborhood is worth, easy 500 and up. Easy 500 and up. Like the 2-story tiny homes are probably 400,000, but we're talking about 500 and up for the original homes. These new homes, for example, this beautiful building on my left, I love this building. Wooden garage door, nice cylinder-like corner capstone. We're on Poplar, 4th and Poplar. That building right there is probably a $700,000 building. I haven't looked it up yet, but an easy $700,000, $800,000 building. So look, we got these original looking townhomes on my left. Nice looking little 2-story townhomes with shutters, but the shutters aren't functional. They're there for cosmetic purposes. On my right hand side, there was a accident here. You see these outdoor eateries on my right? About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, a vehicle just side-swiped everybody that was eating out there. A few people were injured, but nobody was badly injured. We got Honey Sit and Eat on my right-hand side. It's an outdoor eatery. We have 4th and Brown. We got Tula Yoga and Wellness on my left. Beautiful buildings though. Take a look. Just take a look at the aesthetics. We're passing 4th and Olive. Now I know a lot of people don't like the new buildings. They have mixed emotions on the new buildings. I feel as though as long as they keep brick in the new building, it looks nice. We're at 4th and Fairmount. When they start using this, the vinyl siding, too much of it, or they start using those panels, or you know, but as long as you look at on my left, they still got brick. They still got the essence of brick. We're passing the 400 block of Wallace. I like bricks. I think bricks makes the area look classy still. We got apartments for rent and townhomes on my left-hand side at 4th and Green. On my right-hand side, we got the Stanton Financial Management Tax and Accounting Services building. All right, we're now at 4th and Spring Garden. We got a CVS pharmacy on my right, and then we have a plaza on my left-hand side, which has a Rite Aid, a Dunkin' Donuts, they have a Chinese restaurant, and more. In front of us, we have Spring Garden Chinese restaurant, and they also have breakfast and lunch. It's called Spring Garden Restaurant. And they also have the Spring Garden Market on my right-hand side, which is across the street. We're gonna make this right-hand turn on Spring Garden. We got what looks to be like an off-duty officer right here, or unmarked. Yeah, off-duty unmarked officer. I'm gonna make this right on Lawrence so that you guys can see Lawrence. It's a block worth showing. It's a little tiny block, but look on my left-hand side. Look how they have the barn doors. You see how they have the barn doors? Those houses look beautiful. They got a lot of woodwork. They got a lot of the brickwork. You know, look at my right hand side. They're doing some new construction. Look on my left. Look in front of us. Look at that building with all of the massive bricks. You see the bricks? But they have a deep driveway. You see the driveway? I don't know if you can take a look. And look on my left. That building has a garage on the first floor and it's open. You see how the garage is open? On Lawrence, the 500 block of Lawrence. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Alright, I'm gonna make this right hand turn. There's a building available on my right hand side. On my left, there's new constructions. You could usually tell too when the bricks are yellow, when the bricks are blue, when the bricks are green or super duper colorful. Let's go straight and make a right on one of these little blocks just so y'all don't see 4th Street again. But you could tell because those new colorized bricks, that's new construction. This neighborhood was a red brick neighborhood, period. So when you see red bricks, especially if they're the rustic old red bricks, they're original homes. When you see brand new red bricks, really sharp bricks, they're probably either a rehab, they redid the facade, the facade, the front of the building, or they just did a really good job at brick pointing. Look on my left, you see those red bricks? You see how they're old, they're faded, they painted over in red and it's all cracked up. They got gates on the windows though. But let me go around this guy right here. We got Ovation Salon on my left. We got some trash on my left. Looks like it's trash day. There's a cleaners on my right. I'm gonna make this right hand turn off of the 500 block of Oriana. Remember, this is the borderline. This is the borderline for the Northern Liberties neighborhood. On my left hand side, we got Old City. You keep going towards Old City, you'll find a lot of beautiful historic buildings. We're passing 4th Street. We came out of 4th Street on my right. You remember? We got a lunch truck on my right, a halal gyro truck. Then we got another lunch truck, fresh fruit salads and smoothies. We got the sheriff on my right-hand side. We're passing Lawrence. We got a diner that's been on my right for quite some time, ever since I was a pipsqueak. On my left-hand side, we got Yards, which is a new addition. I believe it's like a winery and a refinery. They make like alcoholic beverages. We're at 5th and Spring Garden. On my left was a plaza. Quick synopsis, I told this story already twice on 2 other tours. If you didn't catch it, I'm gonna tell you. This plaza on my left has been there for some time. It had a dollar store, a bunch of businesses. They weren't doing so well. They were pretty much moving slowly. Within the last year, they sold the whole site. That site, along with all these on my left, are all new. All these buildings on my left are new. There was a window factory right here, 1-story warehouse. But anyway, that site, they ended up digging it up recently within the last month and a week, and they found remains of bones under the ground, and they found out that Back in the 1700s, 1800s, there was a church and a cemetery there. And when they moved the church, they didn't remove all the remains. So they had to wait in order to get in contact with the relatives of those remains to make sure they properly placed them. So that held up their project some. It looked like they've been knocking it down now completely, so they probably already organized that. We're at 5th and Fairmount. 5th Street is the borderline. Once we go left, we will no longer be in the Northern Liberties neighborhood. We're passing Olive Street. I'm gonna make this right on Olive to show you guys Olive. I like to take these little tiny streets to show you guys the appeal that some of these small blocks have. But yeah, so when you go left on 5th Street, you'll be in the Poplar neighborhood, which is a whole separate neighborhood. You got the Richard Island projects and so on. Look at these houses on my left, look at these houses on my right. Look, we got the 700 block of Orkney Street on my right. We got a dog walker on my right. She got 4 dogs. You go, girl. We got a fantastic little block that I'm going to reverse. And we're gonna go through it. It's right here on my right hand side. A really appealing little block. Now, let's make note that when a lot of these little blocks were made, somebody said this, and I love that they said this. They said when these little blocks were made, they were made before cars were in abundance throughout the neighborhood. So you say, wow, how could you live on a block like this with no parking or tune? Wow, it must be terrible driving through a block like this. Well, keep in mind, these houses were made in the 1900s, late 1800s, meaning there weren't cars everywhere. You know, only the select chosen few had cars. There was bicycles and, or maybe, I don't know, possibly public transportation. I don't even think public transportation was the thing. But look how beautiful this little block is. It's off in the cut. It's discreet, you know? It's private. And you know you don't get a lot of traffic. You might get some foot traffic, but you don't get a lot of vehicular traffic. That building on my left is new. There's a whole big building there. We got an Asian young woman jogging by, taking care of her fitness. She looked to be maybe in her mid-30s, late 30s, maybe working her way to her early 40s. We got foot and ankle specialists on my left. So that's that whole square block that I was talking about that it's located in Poplar. Once you cross over 5th Street right here, you're in Poplar. But we can look at it from Northern Liberties. That was once a 1-story warehouse. They covered the whole block, and yeah, they sold it. Then they made all those new homes. Wrapped around that whole block, there's homes, homes, homes. And on the corner, I guess they saved some space for commercial, which is why there's an ankle specialist there. On my right, we got the Majestic Lash Bar. I'm assuming lash means eyelashes. Lash Bar is a fancy way of, you know, saying that it's a cosmetic spot. We got Parmigiana on my left. It's a restaurant. We're back on 5th Street. We're traveling northbound. Behind us is southbound. On my right is eastbound. On my left is westbound. We got these speed bumps. We got some original buildings on my left. Some beautiful arches in the doorways. We got some self-storage. We got another warehouse on my left. So you see all those warehouses. Look at, for example, they turned this to the Liberty Lofts. It was once the G.A. Blisser, or Bilser, I'm sorry. It was once the G.A. Bilser Inc. paper boxes warehouse. But remember I said that we were industrial capital? I guess that business went out of functioning and they turned it into a loft. Now they call it Northern Liberties Lofts. So all of these houses on my right, they're original. A lot of them are original. The ones on my left, they're part of the Poplar neighborhood. I think those were made within the last 20 to 25 years, give or take. I haven't seen a deed on them. So I don't know, they probably, I don't know. To me, they appear to be relatively new. But they're definitely nice looking buildings. We're passing Parish. We got polyfoam and rubber on my right. That's where I get my fabric from. Whenever I want to work on wrapping a panel, that's where I go. Passing Myrtle. Let's go down Myrtle. I wanted to go down here. I wanted to show you guys these little blocks. Look at this. This is a cobblestone block. Now, mind you, look at my right-hand side. Look at the entrance. Look at the stonework to that building on my right-hand side. Look at the entrance to that doorway. Remember, not only were cars non-existent in the 1900s, or very few people had them, you know, because they had a lot of horse carriages and stuff, but the streets weren't asphalt. The streets were like this, cobblestone. Every single street in Philadelphia, if you look at all my 500 or so tours, you look at the 100+ neighborhoods that I did, look on my left, look at the nice spiral staircase. Look at this on my left. You see that spiral staircase? Then a roof deck, it looked beautiful. All the neighborhoods were cobblestone. It wasn't until, you know, they revolutionized everything and cars started becoming more common, 50s, 60s, 70s, where they started smoothing out the streets. On my right, there's a nice little block too, but it's closed off. I would have took you guys through it. It looks like a safari. Look at the garages, these doorways. This is an awesome little block. It's an awesome block. Look, we have a parent coming through with her child. Well, she was going to come through. She told us that we could go through. Yeah, ma'am, I don't think you should be pushing your child through this cobblestone bumpy street. Anyway, they're gonna get seasick. Could you imagine the kid sleeping? If the kid was sleeping when he walked through this block, she pushing him, he ain't gonna be sleeping by the end of the block. Cause he gonna be like, Now we just exited the 400 block of Myrtle Street. She's still gonna walk through. She basically just allowed us to walk by. Thank you, ma'am, I appreciate it. Thank you for your kindness. Look at these. These are very charming original townhomes. On my right, on my left, we're on Parish. Let's make this left on Parish. Let's continue to hit some of these little cute blocks. We're approaching Lithgow and Parish. Look at some of these charming, gorgeous little blocks. Oh wow, look at that. The aesthetics of the block is awesome. Wow, on my left is beautiful too. I gotta show you guys on my left because it's a no outlet. So I might as well point to it. Gotta do some maneuvering here just for you guys. But I want you guys to see it. Look at this. A little hidden gem in Philadelphia, PA. Beautiful hidden property. Now I'm gonna reverse because I gotta go right. These are blocks people don't get to see so often. And now I gotta realign myself. I definitely don't want to damage my factory alloy wheels. I can tell this block gets rarely any traffic. Alright, now we're gonna make a right. Okay, let's reverse it up some. Just so I don't scratch the rim. I don't want to scratch the rim. That's what I'm trying to avoid because the sidewalks is still relatively high. But look at this. See this cobblestone? So now, back to when I said that when this was a city, let me put it in gears so I can switch through gears. We're on first. So like I said, back when Philadelphia was a city, or broken up into multiple cities, Northern Liberties was the 7th largest city in the nation in the year 1790. So that goes to show you. And it's right next to Fishtown. Remember, Fishtown also was once its own town. You gotta keep in mind that, I don't know, somewhere in the early mid to 1900s, there's a cat on my right hand side walking around like a tiger. What's up? Meow meow. You see the cat right next to the pump. I don't know if y'all can see him. He stopped. Oh, there you go. He walked off. He went under the Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, there's a house for sale on my left hand side. If anybody wants to live on this block, it's for sale. The address is 831. For sale. With a garage and everything. So at least you ain't gotta worry about parking. Oh wow, we're actually on a dead end, guys. So look at that. So you guys got a chance to see an exclusive block that nobody would have ever saw if I didn't bring you here. So we're gonna go on the sidewalk because obviously we're gonna have to make a U-turn. So yeah, guys, places like Fishtown, which got its name because it is where most of the fishers, that was their occupation, used to live at. And you had the Delaware River right up the block, so if they wanted to do fishing. Wow, look at this building on my left. I didn't even like really take it in. Look at this one on my left. Look at that. Look at the little staircase and everything. It's really nice. It's really nice. This is a very hidden block, guys. Yo, this is hidden. There's no exit over there. There's no exit over here. You literally just have these side blocks to come in, and that's it. Wow, there's a car on my right hand side that looks like abandoned. At least they ain't gotta worry about PPA or police giving them a ticket. Like, this block is super duper private, and it's like several minutes from Center City. Let's make this left here. This is a nice exit. See, we came in through the other side. At least you guys can see a whole nother little block. I'm giving y'all the exclusive run around. Oh, let's ride on the sidewalk. I would prefer to ride on the sidewalk. So I smooth. Look at this vehicle, so cute that I can ride on the sidewalk. But look at this. Look at those red stone houses on my right hand side. This is Reno Street. We were just on the 400 block of Reno Street. I'm gonna make this left hand turn. We gotta be careful though. I wanna be careful. Cars. Perfect. Those houses right there in front of us are new. So as you can see, there's a lot of new buildings. Look on my left, look on my right. New buildings brought new residents. New residents brought a new vibe. Look at this, a house for sale on my left hand side. 815 is for sale. Yeah, so you know, there's plenty of potential in this neighborhood, and it's just gonna continue to flourish because they're not finished building, and they're still trying to buy all the little lots and all the little slots they can to build and build and build. It's a nice area. And like I said, at nighttime, on the weekends, the nightlife is thriving around here. Make this right on 4th Street, 4th and Brown. I'm gonna go back down 5th Street, or we'll take one of these right-hand turns coming up. If I see a right-hand turn, we got Olive on my right-hand side. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I can go straight, make a left, and then bring you all the way around one of the little back blocks. All right, that makes sense. That's fair, since we've been focused on the right side. We're at 4th and Fairmount. Now, make note, I've toured this neighborhood over a dozen plus times. It's on my page. Different walking tours, different driving tours, different scooter tours. Feel free to explore the channel. You'll see this neighborhood in different weather conditions. You'll see it in different seasons. I believe that would be weather conditions. We're passing Wallace. You'll see it in different times of the day. You'll see it in different formats. So me driving on different objects, whether I'm walking or on a scooter, or I'm on a gas scooter, an electric scooter, a supermoto. You'll see this in different videos. And I also try to do my best to enter through different portions, or try to focus, pay special attention to different areas of the neighborhood. Because 1 hour isn't enough to do the whole entire neighborhood, every nick and cranny. Look on my left. It's a nice little tiny block. Yeah, but wow, there was a nice rusted block, a rusted house on it. I'm so curious. I want to see the rusted house. I got to show you guys this rusted house, because if I don't document it now, who will? Now let me reverse, because I gotta show. They had an interesting house with rust. Now a lot of the hipsters have been doing the rust style to their house. I don't know what you call it, but it gives it like that rustic look. This is a really tiny block also. Oh wow, super duper tiny. Right there on the 2nd floor, the designers who designed this building used, I'm assuming, steel panels, either steel or some type of metal panels, and they allowed the weather to rust the panels. So the 1st floor is vinyl siding, the 3rd floor is vinyl siding. They look almost like 4-floor buildings, but the 3rd floor is vinyl siding, the 2nd floor is rust. You see they have garages. I see a Tesla back there, I see a BMW back there. So that just goes to show you, just by the vehicles that these residents drive, you know, I don't like to use vehicles to separate class, because in the hood we got people with BMWs, Maseratis, Lexuses, Mercedes, Teslas, and everything. But that would tell you that they have some good type of occupation to be, you know, residing in these residences. This little driveway. Should I take y'all through this little driveway? Yeah, let's go through this little driveway. Too, I'm gonna give y'all a little exclusive, a little sneak peek. Look at Land Rover on my left, some modern Acuras, Mazdas, Volkswagens. They're pretty much everyday common cars, but you know, it's a nice little back driveway. There's a stop sign right here. Can I make a right? It'd be interesting. There you go. And we see a nice church. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about, Willis. That's what's up. We got St. Michael Orthodox Church in front of us. Look at that church. Look at the shot. Look at the shot. We're on the 600 block of Oriana. Wow, look at the contrast of this shot. Look at the depth of field. Look at the shapes. The foreground, we got the brick wall on my left-hand side. The mid-ground, you have, you could say what, those houses. And then in the tetuary in the background, you have the church. Spectacular scenery. Inner city scenery right here. Alright, let's make this left hand side. Guy walking his really cool dog. You got a really cool dog. I like your dog, sir. I want to squeeze your doggo. West African Grill on my left hand side. Let me take you through the left side. We're passing Wallace Street once again. We have a female on my right hand side. She was in a two-piece. Wow, that was extremely strange. This ain't like Cali. You know, in Cali in LA, or you go to like the beaches, or you go to even Atlantic City, New Jersey, or let's say you go to Florida, Miami, you'll see women on a regular with two pieces walking through the neighborhoods because they, you know, it's sunny, they get tan, whatever, right? You don't see that here in Philly. She was just out there in a two-piece. She had, I guess, her daughter with her. That was strange. All right, we're on Green Street. We just exited the 300 block of Green. We're gonna enter the 200 block of Green. This is 3rd and Green. Look at these vans on my left. Cool vans, pretty neat. Old style vans, I like them. A house for sale on my left hand side. 225 Green is for sale. We're American and Green. We're crossing American Street. We're at 600 Phillip Street. Alright, so how will I go about doing this? I'm trying to figure out how doing it without being repetitive. Alright, so I didn't take you guys right. Let me make this right, because I took you guys straight. I took you around Hancock. That's the block where my family owns some property. Let's make this right. We're coming off of Green and 2nd. We're on 2nd Street now. And let's make this right once again. 2nd and Spring Garden. We got City Fitness, Northern Liberties on my left hand side. There used to be a scooter Vespa business on my right hand side. Behind us is Penn's Landing. When you come to Philly, that's a famous attraction. Penn's Landing is the waterfront. You know, there's a lot of like bars, eateries. There's a little bit of entertainment like Dave and Buster's. Let's make this right on 3rd Street. Gentleman on my left sweeping up. We're at 3rd and Green. So we're gonna go forward probably 2 blocks and then make a right. And then I'm gonna take you to some other pristine looking little tiny blocks. Now this is just minutes away from the hood. Because if you cross over Girard, you know, you get through Old Kensington, then you hit North Square, then you hit Hartranft neighborhood. You got the Ludlow neighborhood around the corner, which is, you know, being gentrified. But then once you get to Fairhill, West Kensington, then you get to Kensington. That's all right in front of us, northbound. We just passed Fairmount. So you got the hood really close to this. I'm gonna allow this lady to cross the street with her child. She was sticking her head out, trying to see if cars were coming. You gotta allow the pedestrian to go first, guys. We got a dry cleaners on my left. I think this is the perfect spot to make a right on Brown. Let's make this right on Brown, then we'll keep on going straight till we get that left turn. Public notice of application, alcoholic beverages. On my right hand side, check out that old little Jeep. Look at that Jeep. Look at that Jeep. That Jeep crazy looking. Look at that Jeep. It's right hand drive too. Oh, pimpin'. I think in some countries, those are mail carriers. We got a church on my right hand side. That's the one that we saw from on the other side. Remember? You remember? We're on American and Brown. We got PPA in front of us. They out heavy. PPA is out trying to get people tickets. PPA is Philadelphia Parking Authority. They basically are the meter maids. I think that was the old school term. Meter maid. 2nd and Brown. Let's cross over 2nd Street. Matter of fact, I think I came one block short, but it's cool. You guys can see this all over here. Yeah, they give you tickets. They're basically authorized to write you tickets. Passing Hancock Street, and then we're gonna cut over to Hancock right here. Here's the 800 block of Hancock. The Druids Keep on my right hand side. Look at this on my left hand side. Nice big garages. There's a two-way street also. Cars facing both ways. I like these buildings with the garages. I'm a big fan of those buildings. Those would probably be my favorite style of building because I can imagine space, enough space to work, enough space for a hobbyist, enough space for a creative guru. You know what I mean? I like the row homes too, but you know, I see the larger warehouses being able to be turned into not only living space, but a business. Look, the house on my left has functional shutters. Boom! Booyah! Right here on the 900 block of Hancock Street. Look at that right there. You see that brick home on my left? The bricks were restored. They were pressure washed. It was repointed. The capstones were actually... that capstone is new. You could tell because those bricks are new up top. The bricks in the front are beat up, deformed, stained. The capstone, they must have redid that crown and put new red bricks to make it look a lot nicer. And those shutters are functional, baby. They're real. They're not just there for cosmetics, just bolted onto the building and just stuck open. They can close those shutters if they like. We're on New Market Street. We got the 800 block of New Market on my right, 900 block of New Market on my left. You see that vehicle right there, that classic car? That belongs to Jerry's Bar. Jerry's, it says, please do not stand on, what? My car. Oh, that's messed up. People must have been standing on his car, messing it up. Wow, that sucks. He put a little sign. Please do not stand on my car. I guess people were, I don't know, probably taking a picture or something. You know how people want to take pictures. So that car right there belongs to Jerry's Bar. Jerry's Bar is around the corner. We'll end up passing it soon. Jerry's Bar. Please do not sit, stand, or jump on me. Wow, people been sitting, standing, and jumping on it. That's messed up. So what Jerry's Bar does is he owns about 3 or 4 of those classics. They're strategically placed in this neighborhood. They have his logo on it, as you can see. They had his vinyl graphic on it. We got Illinois tags on my left. And what they do is they direct you to his business. Smart, right? So they have arrows on them that says Jerry's Bar this way, Jerry's Bar that way. So, you know, there's a couple more in the neighborhood, like one on 2nd Street. It points to where his bar is at. Look at my left. They got a back nice deck, nice balcony. I'm going to point to this property so you can see it. Look up. Oh, we got a car behind us. Hold on, we got a car behind us. Hold on. Go straight to him. Go, 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 go. Too fast. Too furious. Let me let this Audi go by. All right, cool. The Audi was trying to be Audi. You get it? No? Yeah? No? Maybe? All right, we're on Ellen Street and New Market Street. On my right is Ellen Street. That'll take you to Front Street. Front Street will be the borderline. Once you cross over Front Street, you're in Fishtown, the Fishtown neighborhood. Look at this cute little house tucked away. Oh man, we got cars behind us. I'm gonna reverse because I want to show you guys these tucked away homes. Let me show you guys this. Look at this home right here, tucked away. You see it? See how it's pushed back? All right, the car behind me is reversing anyway. He's parking. You see how that was pushed like probably a good 12 feet into the property? And this is Jerry's Bar right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Jerry's Bar, located at Laurel Street and New Market Street. In front of us, we got Cobblestone Road. On my left, we have regular road. Let's make this left on Laurel Street. I'm gonna make this left on Laurel. Serving fine wine, foods, and spirits. Yeah, that was the Jerry's Bar. Now you know where it's located at. Tell them Toon sent you. And if you don't know who Toon is, tell them subscribe to Toon 215, dude. Look at this building on my right. Now that building on my right, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, it's new, it's modern. It's just, I don't know. And look at this on my left, the orange. Orange with lime green. I mean, It could be worse. It could be worse. This is definitely a really retro looking picture right here. Like, you know, definitely Back to the Future stuff. Look on my right. See that brick building? Poor brick building got to be surrounded by all this quirkiness. Let's make this left on... Should I do Hancock? Hancock? Yeah, let's do Hancock. Look, there's a lady right there pushing her stroller. We just turned left on Hancock. Look at this on my left hand side. Look how futuristic it looks. They got gardens on top of the awning. You see on my left hand side there's an awning. There's greenery growing from the awning. Look at my right hand side. Original beautiful buildings. Look, there's a package out there. Look at my left hand side. I like that blue brick building on my left. You see it with the woodwork. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna pull over because now I got this Hyundai behind me. On my left hand side, look at these properties. These properties have nice little driveways right in front of their house. Nice little driveways. And they're brick too. They're off away from the street side. So there's many neighborhoods in Philadelphia that were once their own little towns and or cities, you know. I think originally, I don't know the exact number, but right now we got over 100 plus neighborhoods. When Philadelphia was first started, I believe it was way less than that. I won't be surprised if it was 15, 16, 20 or so neighborhoods. I got to do my research and enlighten myself a little bit more. But over the years, more and more of the local townships, for example, like Roxborough and Manayunk, they were their own cities. They were their own little towns. Somewhere along the history of Philadelphia's planning, they ended up incorporating them into Philadelphia's map and calling them Philadelphia. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. We're passing Hancock. That's why if you go to a lot of the neighborhoods, if you look at a lot of my tours, most recently, I don't know, people are getting the impression that all I cover is bad neighborhoods, but I do not. I've literally covered all corners of the city, both wealthy, expensive neighborhoods to the impoverished neighborhoods. You know, I've covered damn near 90 or so percent, with the exception of Northeast. I haven't really focused too much on Northeast. I do got a dozen or so Northeast neighborhoods, but Northeast isn't that popular. Every time I do a Northeast neighborhood, people barely watch it. People, you know, I do beautiful stuff people don't watch. I do stuff with, you know, poverty. People watch. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, we're passing Allen Street. But that's why when you look at a lot of my tours, if you go back into my channel, go look at my playlist. That's the easiest way to find the different neighborhoods, is visit my Philadelphia Hoods playlist. I have about 2 or 3 playlists with different hood tours, silent hood tours, and then narrated ones. We're at Newmarket and Laurel Street, back with Jerry's Bar on my left. I'm gonna cross over to that cobblestone road that's right in front of us. But look, we got a nice bicycle on my right hand side, a road bike. You see it? Go ahead, sir. I'm gonna allow you to cross. But that's why in some of the tours you'll see completely different facades, completely different styles. Like the neighborhoods will look like, yo, dude, is this Philly? Are you sure this is Philly? Yeah, it's Philly, bro. Look at these classics on my right. I bet you Jerry owns them. They don't have the what you call them on them. They don't have the branding, the logo. Look at that Chevy. Ooh! White wall Coker tires. Them Johns are nice. Oh, that's nice. See, that's real style. That's class. That's class. It's too much. Oh, you got another class. Oh, yeah, that's the other Jerry's vehicle back there that I remember. Y'all can't see it, but it's off in the too. How you gonna tell us about a classic and not show us? See, that's what my OCD does. My OCD wants me to show you guys what I talk about. I don't want to just say it. I want to show you guys it. So look, I'm gonna show you guys this. We're just gonna go through this little teeny weeny block just so you guys can see this classic car. Ouch! This street is harsh. Ouch! 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 Look at this car right here on my right hand side. You see it? I told you it had Jerry's logo on it. Y'all thought I was lying, right? You see? That used to be parked on 2nd Street, so he moved it. I wonder why he moved it. But you see how on the right it says Jerry's Bar? It's a Chrysler. It's a classic Chrysler. Beautiful vehicle. But we're going to have to reverse, guys. You know why? Because there's a box truck on my left that's blocking the street, mate. Let's see if we can bust a U-turn here. Let's see if this car is small enough to bust the U-turn. Just about. But it's good enough. Imagine if I would have been like in something huge. Like a huge Cadillac or something. This would have been a heartache. Let me put it in first. When I'm in these low gears on these bumpy streets, or let me rephrase myself. When I'm driving on these bumpy streets, I prefer to be in low gear. And y'all get to get another view of that classic truck on my left, yo. That joint is pimping. Flavor Flav. Oh man, that's like a childhood dream come true for me. Yeah, that is Jerry's Bar. It has whatchamacallem. He has a special type of tag on the front windshield that says Jerry's Bar, at Jerry's Bar. So he pimping. Jerry got taste. Listen, y'all ever talk to Jerry? Say, Jerry, Toon said you got taste. He'll be like, who Toon? Tell him you don't know. He been giving you the plug, brother. Yeah, he got some nice taste. I guess you could call me a hipster then. I don't know, maybe. Because I like the rustic stylization. I like the old townhome look. I like to pressure wash the bricks. I like to you know, keep it original with some shutters. I like the old school classic cars. I definitely am an artist. I'm an artsy person. And you know. If you don't know, now you know. So absolutely. We got some other beautiful blocks right here. These ain't the only beautiful blocks here, guys. There's many more blocks in this neighborhood that is beautiful. Hopefully we'll be able to get to most of them within this tour, but it's so hard. Look, they're making all that new on my right. So this used to be a block in front of us. But they ended up closing it off. We got Island Street on my right. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on Wildy Street. So yeah, look at all this on my right is all new. This is all new, guys. And on my left, you got some suites for like small businesses and everything. You got 3 business gentlemen on my left having a conversation. They're probably the investors of this neighborhood. You see how they had collar shirts? They were having a little privatized talk along the side. Those are the guys who write the checks. The guys with the checkbooks. Look at my left-hand side. Those are within the last 2 decades. They made those properties. Wow, we got 2 Mercedes parked right here next to them. Now, not just any Mercedes, but some higher-end Mercedes. Look, check it out. You see? And that Mercedes SUV got all the little chrome accents and trims. It got the big factory Mercedes rims. It has the factory package, fully loaded. I'm not a Mercedes enthusiast. I don't really care much for them, but I understand cars, and I know that wasn't a cheap model. We got Alabama on my right-hand side. See the Alabama tags on the Audi? See, somebody came from Alabama to come to Philadelphia. I think I'm gonna go reckon to move to Philadelphia. Alright, right here, this is where Jerry's white car, that white car that I was talking about, that says Jerry's, it was parked right here on this corner on my left-hand side. Oh, I know why he moved it. Let me cross the street. Let me cross the street here. This is 2nd Street. I know why he moved it. Just like 3 weeks ago, I drove by here with my wife, and I saw that somebody had hit his front fender and cracked his corner light, and then I told her, oh man, it's messed up. Somebody hit his car. Now I remember. So he probably said, man, bump this. Listen, my cars are gonna get beat up. These are classics. Classics are hard to find parts for. You can't find parts. They're less common. You know, they become obsolete. Once they get past a certain age, they junk them, they scrap them, and they stop manufacturing. So parts become a hot commodity. They cost a lot to find restoration parts. So he's probably trying to save his car before it goes down the drain. You know what I mean? Wonder if he has kids. I mean, that's dumb. Toon, you just sound dumb. But like, all right, that's it. Let me just leave it at that. I sound like a doofus. Passing Bodine. Because the reason why I was saying that is like, imagine if he didn't have kids, like who would he leave those cars to? I'm sure he has kids, so he's probably gonna leave those cars to his kids, if not his grandkids. But you know how sometimes they end up leaving cars to kids and grandkids, the kids don't like them, they have no attachment to them, they think they're ugly, they end up selling them, you know what I mean? Hopefully his kids have good taste. Hopefully his kids are car enthusiasts and will put their pop's car in a museum, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's the reason why I was wondering if like he had, you know, kids, but that's obvious. He probably got grandkids or great grandkids, you know what I mean? We're on Wildy Street. I'm gonna allow this young woman to walk by. We're on the 900 block of American Street. We're gonna cross the 1000 block. We're gonna cross over. We're traveling northbound on American Street. Now, American Street right here is residential. You go to West Kensington, to Old Kensington, to Norris Square, and to the Fairhill neighborhood, American Street is industrial. And or was industrial. And it's super duper wide. American Street over there is wide. So that just a minute up from us, ahead of us, a minute or two, is super duper wide, like 4 lanes wide. They just started revitalizing that part of American Street, but it was super duper industrial for the last, I would say, 30 years, 40 years. It was an industrial zone. But this area, American Street, is residential. If you cross over to like top of Fairhill and to like Alany and all of that stuff, it's all residential. Let's make this left. Look at these houses. Look at this gentleman right here drinking a tea. You see him chilling? That's what's up. He's chilling with his son. That means that young brother got a good paying gig going on there. See? Neighborhood welcomes all walks of life. It's awesome. Nice neighborhood for him to raise his son. You know what I mean? Less riffraff. You got some Ontario tags on my right hand side. That Nissan. We're on George Street, the 200 block of George and Bodine. Alright, I can make a right, I can go straight, I can go left. Make a right, go straight, go left. I'm gonna go straight. Passing Lutton Square, I'm gonna go straight because we can make a left on 4th Street and then make another left. It looked like she has a baby hump. She might be expecting. If she don't have a baby hump, we got we got Illinois tags on my left. If she don't have a baby hump, she's gonna see this one day, and she's gonna feel some type of way. But yeah. All right, we're passing Galloway, the 1100 block of Galloway, and another extremely tiny block. We're at Oriana, the 1100 block of Oriana on my right, the 1000 block of Oriana on my left. All right, Mercedes, you gotta slow down. There's a Mercedes behind me that thinks he's speed racer. We had a jogger jogging by us in some baby blue spandex. We're at 4th and George. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on 4th Street, and then I'm gonna make a left, and I'm gonna make another left because I want to show you these little tiny blocks. The tiny blocks are where it's at for me when it comes to the Northern Liberties neighborhood, because the aesthetics, and they just overshadow you. They tower over you visually. Passing St. John Newman's Way. Look at this baby blue car on my right. It matched the lady with the baby blue spandex that just jogged by. Wonder if that's her whip. Hiccup. I think that's my body's natural reflex mechanism to give me a break, to pause and shut up, tune. You're talking too fast, too much, too quick. We're at 4th and Poplar. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on Poplar. Poplar. You want me to say Poplar? Poplar? I prefer to say Poplar. Poplar. I mean, I don't. When I talk to people, I'm like, yo, I'm on Poplar Street. I'll say I'm on Poplar Street. Poplar. I'll say it in one word, but for the purpose of this video, we got Abundant Chiropractic Center in front of us. You see how I pronounce it? I say abundant. Oh, I ain't say abundant. I say abundant chiropractic. I could say abundant chiropractics. You know what I mean? I say quicker, but I don't know. I understand that as a video producer, you know, I have a degree in film, digital film, and video production. That's my area. I try to speak loud because I understand that if I don't pronunciate or enunciate the syllables, you guys may have trouble hearing me. And part of quality video is sound. You can have some Hollywood cinematics. You can have a red camera, $50,000 camera. You can have high quality cinema, props, this, that, actors, everything. But if your audio is horrible, nobody's gonna watch it. But you can have some crappy footage, some shaky handheld footage on Oriana and Wildy. You can have no production value. You could just be walking up the block doing something simple. But if you have a quality story and or clear sound, the sound is where it's at. Video is 2-part sound, left ear, right ear. You know what I mean? It's you know, you got one part vision, 2-part sound. So if your sound is off, there's a house for sale on my left hand side, then the viewer, look at it, we got a jogger on my left. Did she live there or did she take a break? She's sitting down pondering. But you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind to any people who are, you know, looking to video production. are looking into the field of video production. We're in Oriana and George, driving down Oriana. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we just reached our 1 hour mark. I know, guys. I'm sorry. Piff, piff, piff. Our time in Northern Liberties has come to an end. But at least I documented for you guys so you guys can take a look at it. Feel free to just type Northern Liberties Tune 215 on YouTube and you'll see other Northern Liberties videos. And if not, just browse my playlist. You might find some hidden gems. With that being said, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. We got an e-scooter giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Gold Tracks e-scooter very, very soon. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. Show some love. Let me know your thoughts. This is your homeboy Tune, Mr. Tune Dollars. Y'all know, Tune be chillin'. Tune stir, tunism, bad tune, tune ski, tunage, tune one, super tune, tuning califragilistic, expialidocious. And I'm tuning out.